How does it feel closing your first deal?
Not too long ago, I didn't know what to do. And the fact that it just closed, and I didn't even care if I made $100. I just wanted to see that it worked.
Yeah.
And it did.
So you're 21, you closed on your first wholesale deal, and you already knew that you didn't want to work on 9 to 5. You finally got the wire to your bank account. It's real. Wholesaling is not a get-rich-quick scheme. There's a lot of gurus out here that do wholesale real estate.
Yeah.
What made you say, Roy's the guy?
You just need a good supportive environment that helps you and gets you through those challenges. If you look at your whole thing, it looks like you've added so much time into it, and you always correct it.
You never saw the property?
Never.
You never met the seller?
Never.
You never met the buyer?
Never.
You never walked to the title company?
No.
And you made $6,000?
Yes. I'm very grateful that I got this mentorship because...
Ashley, how you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I appreciate you asking. You just closed on your first wholesale deal. How many days ago?
Almost a week ago now.
Almost a week ago.
Yeah.
There's an audience out there that thinks that wholesaling is only for the internet. It's not possible for regular people. You have to be some superhuman, special tactical person in order to get your first wholesale deal. My question to you is wholesale still alive? Does it actually work?
Yes, it very much is.
Are you a paid actor?
No,
So you're a real person.
I am a real person.
Okay, with that being said, I want to get into your story on how you closed your first deal. But first, I kind of want to get into like the journey all the way up to wholesale. So bring us back to, let's say, maybe 3 months before you even found out what wholesaling was. What was kind of going on in life?
So I knew I wanted to work like remotely, virtually, just because of, you know, social media portrays and shows like young kids with their entrepreneur lifestyle. And I had money that I wanted to invest in something, but I wanted it to like work. I know obviously the first time there's a lot of failures, etc.
Yeah.
But I definitely wanted something or get into an industry where I knew it'll last like long term. And obviously the internet shows like a bunch of different options, but wholesale caught my attention because I had ended up getting my real estate license. So I was just like, I might as well just do wholesale. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. So what was the plan before you even heard about wholesale? What were you going to go into?
Honestly, like there's so many gurus that I was gonna try one of them out. It was between drop shipping or whatever.
Yeah.
But
I'm glad you didn't go that route. You probably wouldn't have made that much money.
Yeah.
Oh, you probably would have, but wholesaling, you make way more money.
Yeah.
And it's quicker, right?
Yeah.
Now, you had a pretty interesting journey. You had a lot of ups and downs, and we're going to get on that. But first, I kind of really want to cater this episode to the people who don't believe that it's real. Because you were one of those people. What did you think about wholesaling before you even knew it was real?
It's just crazy because now that I've just closed my first deal, it's surreal, obviously, but obviously it's just like, it's different. Obviously, someone that's like you that has done it for a long time now, I don't know if you feel the same way you did as your first deal, but definitely this is something that I'm always going to remember.
Yeah.
Just because for me, it was more so proof of, you know, that it worked.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
How does it feel closing your first deal?
It feels great, honestly.
Yeah.
It just feels good because, not that I'm hating on a 9 to 5, but the fact that you're able to just like leverage your time and use it more efficiently on something. Basically, obviously you're working too, but you're able to work from your own comfort. Like I could travel and still be working, and I think that's what I wanted essentially. And I always knew for me there is more than just like, clocking in and asking for permission. Like I hated asking for permission to leave.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much why too.
And how old are you right now?
21.
So you're 21, you closed on your first wholesale deal, and you already knew that you didn't want to work on 9 to 5. So that's why you got into wholesale.
Correct.
Now, when you got into wholesale, what was the game plan? Were you going to try to do it by yourself?
I initially did.
You did? Okay, what'd you try?
Like just YouTubing it, searching up different things. But it was just so much, it was time consuming. And I had certain questions where the internet, I mean, yes, it answers, but you have to do your own research and you're just wasting time essentially.
Yeah, you're going on Instagram. You had a friend that was already in my program. Yeah. What made you say Roy's the guy?
Well, actually,
because there's a lot of gurus. There's a lot of gurus out here that do wholesale real estate.
Yeah, there is.
All right, so I just want to know, why me?
I think it was also just like the Zoom call because that we initially had.
Yeah.
And I asked you questions and basically interrogated you as well.
You did.
And from then it was just a trusting. I felt like it was right.
Yeah.
And not only that, but the friend that introduced me to you, obviously if someone's, going to recommend you something, they're not going to recommend you someone that's bad or anything. So I took his word and then followed through.
On your journey, you had a lot of challenges, right? Let's talk about some of those challenges that you went through trying to get your first deal.
I think it was just getting out of my comfort zone, especially on the phones, like something like that. And just calling was like a big deal, even though they don't see you. And you don't realize that until you've done it so much that you're like, wow, like this is just a regular phone call.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's because I'm a girl or the market. I don't know. For me, I got, good people. They were nice, even though I've heard that like some of them curse you out, etc. I haven't seen that yet, but I'd say that. And also certain questions that I didn't know how to respond to accurately, I would kind of freeze. So.
Yeah. And I know you said you have a very close relationship with mom, right?
Yeah.
What was her reaction whenever you told her about you not going the traditional route, going all in on wholesale?
Honestly, thankfully, she just always believed in me and what I've said and what I do and all the plans. And they're crazy plans sometimes, but she's always kind of followed through. And I know that she's a reason why I'm doing it. So yeah, I mean, it's great. I don't know, I can't relate to someone. And if you don't have that person, that supportive person, just believe in yourself, honestly. If God gave you the vision of like you're capable of more, just follow through with it. And if that's in your mind, you just go and listen to that voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mentioned that mom was your why.
Yeah.
You had a lot of challenges because I was there about, you asked me a question every single part of the journey. So I know you had a lot of challenges. Give us a little bit more detail on like why you kept going. Like, let us know what your why was.
My mom, but also just like they've sacrificed so much, our parents, I don't know, that it's just like, why not? Right now I'm so young. I don't have as much responsibilities. Why not just take the risk? It's just like a lot of people take their 20s or you don't have to be a certain age to start. You start whenever.
Yeah.
But right now is when I have the most leverage. I have the most time. That like, why not now?
Yeah.
And time still moves regardless if it's now, 10 years from now. So I might as well just take the chance now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Okay, that's really cool. Now, there's somebody trying wholesale real estate and they're going through the same challenges you're going through. What advice do you have for them?
Well, first, faith in yourself.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you question yourselves, and there's multiple times, and I even reached out to you, where I felt down because it's like something that you see and nobody else sees. You have a vision, but nobody else can see that vision besides yourself. So sometimes when you're expressing that to someone else, it's hard for them to understand. And I think, honestly, just the people around me helped me. You're definitely one of them. My mom. You just need a good supportive environment that helps you and gets you through those challenges, because we can only ourselves get through another, like a jump ahead, but just having those relationships and those people in your life, it helps you a lot.
Yeah, I love that. Now I really want to get into this deal because you made $6,000 from where?
From Florida.
From Florida. And you closed the property where?
In North Carolina.
You never saw the property?
Never.
You never met the seller?
Never.
You never met the buyer?
Never.
You never walked to the title company?
No.
And you made $6,000?
Yes.
Give us a breakdown on the deal. Give us the whole story. How'd you come across the deal? What was the journey all the way from getting the contract signed to the close? Tell us about it.
I was cold calling. I think that's how everyone starts.
Yep.
And you mentioned just like write your leads, whatever, etc. At the time I was dealing with what would have been my first deal if it went through.
Yeah.
And, unfortunately that didn't go through. But I was just kept calling continuously the Podio and my leads. And then I ended up building a relationship as I kept calling them. And essentially there was one day that I called and he was like, yeah, I'm ready to sell. From there, everything, we got the contract signed, numbers was fine. Everything worked out perfectly. And then everything just worked out.
Now, I remember I had chose that market for you.
Yeah.
And you were like, I don't think the market's good. Like, I don't like it. And you had kind of went away from wholesale for a little bit.
I did.
What happened during that time?
So for my first experience, which honestly, you hear this phrase like failure, you know, it makes you grow, etc. It's 100% true. But when it happens to you, it's like you do feel like giving up. At least not that I gave up, but I just felt discouraged because for my first time trying, etc. And I got that deal under contract and it didn't go through. I just felt like I wasted all my energy on that first deal. And I think it was more so the excitement and the feelings, but I don't know.
Yeah, okay. And then what brought you back? Because you came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you were consistent, and then you kind of just ducked off, and I don't know where you went.
Yeah.
And then you came back out of nowhere like, hey, I got a contract. So what brought you back?
What brought me back was I was still active. I would still join here and there. But just seeing the closings and the community. The community that you've built is such a great community, and you know, they all help each other. They'll all inbox. You can ask a question, they answer. So for that community, I'm very, very grateful and like blessed that I was given the opportunity to be in a group that's like that, because there was closings. I mean, everyone's journey is different to their own, but you would see some closings like within a week, within 30 days. And that's just like, okay, like I can still do it.
Yeah.
So definitely that.
And that just kind of got you like more motivated. You're like, all right, I got to lock in.
Yes.
You're juggling school, you're juggling family, you're juggling health. You bring back wholesale. How are you keeping this balance?
Just keeping myself accountable, a schedule and a routine that helps a lot, and just being consistent with it. There's some days where obviously you don't feel like it, but you know in the end it's gonna, with this whole journey with wholesale, if I didn't stick up and I would have just given up on the first experience that I had, I wouldn't have made it this far, you know? And same thing is with life. And I think in life, there's different steps and you have to, you know, unlock them to get to the next one. And this is definitely where I'm at.
I love that. I kind of want to just say something to the audience real quick. She went back and she did her follow-ups. The money is in the follow-ups. Like, she talked to this person, they said they were motivated, waited how long until you contacted them again?
Like, I would call them consistently a week.
A week?
Yeah.
Calls them back, he's motivated, they sign the contract. If you have leads out there, hit your follow-ups.
Yeah.
Like, that'd be my biggest advice.
That's literally it, yes.
You get the deal to the closing table. You finally got the wire to your bank account. It's real. Wholesaling is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's not some pyramid scheme or anything like that. It actually works. There's a video where if you give me permission to play it, my editor will play it, but you called me crying.
Yeah.
And you were just so happy.
But honestly, literally, thank you so much. Like, literally, like,
Ashley, no. No, what? You did that. That wasn't me?
I know, but like, literally, like, what you do is like, you're essentially like changing other people's lives, you know? Just thank you, honestly. Thank you.
Ashley.
I don't know, I'm just like grateful because I did it for like proof of concept, and that was it. Like, that was literally all I needed. Even if it was for like 1,000, like, I would have been fine, but I just needed the proof of concept, you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, just thank you so much.
Kind of bring us into that video or into that moment.
Obviously, outside of that, different people helped me within the process. It just wasn't, and I think it was just gratitude towards like everyone that was there and the people that know. And it's just like, it's a crazy feeling, you know, because it's just not too long ago, I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
And the fact that it just closed and I could see it for myself. I didn't even care if I made $100. I just wanted to see that it worked. Yeah. And it did. So, yeah.
Okay. What was mom's reaction?
She was happy. She's always believed in me, but obviously just the proof of like, okay, it's there. It's just like a different type of feeling because it's different believing. But then once you 100% see it, it's just like, wow, like I did this and you could do this, and from your house or from wherever, which is even crazier.
There's one thing I'm going to expose you on. Ashley was so scared to get on the phones. It was crazy.
Okay, but like, what if I'm like asked?
That's good. I'll let you know. You probably will be. But on the bright side, you did it.
Hit join.
Yeah, I need to see a script.
Oh my God. There's no way.
Oh, wait, how do I know who I'm talking to? Like their property.
It'll pop up on the screen.
Oh my gosh, I'm so scared.
Hit join. Awesome. Now, so it's analyzing the calls right now. It's trying to see which one it wants to call. Don't fold. We just went over this.
How do I hang up? Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Yes.
Is this Ernie?
This is.
Hi, my name's Ashley. I was just calling to see, do you happen to own the property 3820 Bell Street?
Yes.
I was just wondering, do you guys I can't.
Oh my gosh, Ashley! Bro. Oh my gosh.
She sounded like she would have said like yes.
Yeah. What advice do you have for anybody who's scared of getting on the phones?
Yeah, so I think once I did that, I started to, and you gave me this advice maybe, or the community, I'm not sure, record my calls.
Yeah.
And just seeing what I could have fixed better. And I mean, you post calls that we could learn from. You could YouTube calls. There's always something to correct, you know, regardless if you've been doing it for 10 years, however many years, you could always better something, and that definitely helped me.
How do you feel on the phones now?
I feel comfortable, especially now that you've closed the deal. You're like, I want to do it more.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. To end it off, to the Ashley 8 months ago, she's watching this video. She's getting into wholesaling. She doesn't know what to do. She's super scared. She kind of just needs some advice to know that it's real and it actually works. What advice would you have for her?
I'd say to just keep going, even if it feels rough, because there are days where you're like, what am I even doing? Because you've heard no so many times that essentially those no's do become a yes and multiple yeses. And to not lose the faith within like herself, and to keep going and always remember why she's doing it, because that obviously, for me, it's kept me in track to not lose my purpose and why I'm doing it and the end goal for it, to keep following through.
Yeah, and I asked this question because I'm genuinely curious, okay?
Okay.
This is not paid, this is paid sponsorship, it's not scripted. Being completely honest with me, what was your experience working with me?
I think, honestly, I see a lot of different ads, etc., but I'm very grateful that I got this mentorship because, first of all, the time that you give us and what you built, it does, if you look at your whole thing, it looks like you've added so much time into it, and you always correct it. And I think one thing, you're so open to just, you know, editing it or hearing new information like, oh, I don't understand this. You make it more simpler. And everyone's has a different way of learning, so it just fits in for everyone. And also your one-on-ones, they help tremendously. And now you've added new people, and every person has a different trait that they could help us with. So yeah, that helps a lot.
I appreciate you. I gotta say, I appreciate you for one, being on this podcast and investing in me, right? And I'm actually proud of you for taking action, because a lot of people join and they don't actually take the action, but you went through every single challenge. So I gotta say, I'm proud of you for pushing through those challenges. Whenever times got hard, you kept going, you kept having faith that it would work, and it finally paid off. With that being said, just for a little bit more inspiration for the people that are watching this, you just closed $6,000 in a month, right? Some people our age don't make that, not at the age of 21. What's the next goal? What's the next goal in a month? You got the proof of concept.
20,000.
20,000?
Yeah.
Why is that the number?
Double digits.
Double digits.
No, but also it's just, you could do it. I could do it.
All right. With that being said, we'll have her back whenever she hits that $20,000. I appreciate you being on. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you give a special message to the women out there that are trying to get into wholesale as well?
Yes. So I think every woman, every girl should honestly just join this industry, because there's a lot of guys, but it just looks so badass, and just like, not even that, but if you have a vision, just follow it honestly and go for it.
What were some of those, like, I guess, misconceptions you felt coming into it?
Yeah, what were some misconceptions coming into the industry?
People just underestimate, like, oh, like a girl, like, what does she know, you know? And honestly, there's some girls that know a lot. a lot and not just, and
How did that like make you feel? Kind of like that stigma around that.
you could just prove them wrong. Wrong. Yeah.
With that being said, there is a 20-year-old girl who wants to get into the industry, but she's so scared. She's like, I'm a girl, I'm a woman. They said I'm not meant for business. They said I'm not meant for success. I'm supposed to be a traditional woman. What would you want to say to her?
Just if you envision your life 20 years, or I don't know what your goals are, but the lifestyle that you want to live is not going to get you, like, people aren't going to pay your rent then. People aren't going to pay your house then. People aren't going to do any of that. So you might just go and do it.
Okay.
And just learn. You're going to meet amazing people. I would have not met all these people. So, yeah.